I can't see nothing.
You are now listening to the hottest producer with the hottest beats on the
Yo, what's good? It's your boy IG, man. We're here for another episode of The Juice. And we got with us today Shannon Elise. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, what up, what up? I am comedian Shannon, so I appreciate y'all. Thank you for having me on the show.
No problem. Always glad to have you, Shannon. So let's get right into this. How did you get started in stand up?
Right, because me and you go way back because we used to model together.
Oh man, why you bringing that up?
I mean, maybe they need to know that you used to show your pictorials for free.
I guess it was for free. I wasn't trying to do it for free, but yeah. So,
But no, how I got started in comedy, believe it or not, you remember Words Over Lattes?
I was gone when Words Over Latte started, but I do remember seeing it. Yeah, I was gone.
Well, I used to go there. So Words of a Latte is based in Shreveport, Louisiana, and basically they have like good food, drinks, live bands, and I love things like that. And then they would have a night where if you had any talents like comedy, you singing, you play the drums with the flute, whatever you did, you could sign up and actually perform. But if you wasn't good, they didn't let you re-sign up. However, no one could boo you either. So if you got that silence, yeah, you couldn't sign back up. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't bring down your confidence or nothing like that, but it was pretty cool. So of course I went one night with my friends. We got us a table. I ordered some chicken wings. I go to the bathroom to wash my hands. And my friends were saying previously before I went to the restroom, like it was a comic up there, and they was like, "Man, you're funnier than him." Like I'm like, "No, y'all feel that way because we're friends. Like these people don't know me. They ain't gonna think I'm funny. Like, what y'all talking about?" They like, "Nah, man, you funny. Like, do that one Cupid joke you told us about." I'm like, "Bro, I was just being myself." Like, they like, "You just told us, like, go up there and do that one." Like, it was so funny. Like, we was crying laughing. I'm like, "Yo, y'all drunk." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, be cool. Like, so I go to the bathroom, wash my hands, come back. These fools that put my name on the list for comedy. So I'm dipping my wing into ranch. You know what I'm saying? I like all flats well done. I'm dipping. I'm ready to go bite into it. They're like, "Next coming to the stage, comedian Shannon." I'm like, "Okay, it's another Shannon. All right." No, everybody was looking at me. So I'm looking
Oh,
no. So I'm looking at the host. I'm like, no, I didn't sign up or whatever. He's like, "No, y'all want to see her? Y'all want to see her? Make some noise." And he just kept hyping the crowd, hyping them, hyping. I'm like, "Bro, I'm not a comedian." Like, I'm not. Now I have always been the class clown or whatever, but
okay.
at the same time, I never looked at myself as being like actual stand-up comedian. So anyway, the crowd kept trying to just get me up there. They screaming like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, we want to see her." I'm like, "Y'all just want to see my ass. Like, be honest. Like, stop." You know? So anyway, I get up there, y'all, and I did like 4 minutes. That was the longest 4 minutes of my life on that stage. Okay. I'll never forget it. I was talking about Cupid. I was just like, how many people been in love with somebody and then y'all break up and then you start seeing the real reason, like, why the fuck was you in love with him? Like his fourth tooth was dark yellow. Like, did you ever notice that when you was in love? And a lot of people don't notice that. So, you fall in love with people you don't realize when they really smile. Like some of them teeth really kind of be skipped over by the toothbrush. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we was I was saying that and I was just like, Cupid gotta be real. And if anybody know his address, give it to me because I want to windmill the shit out this nigga. Cause I didn't gave myself to a lot of people that wasn't worthy. You know what I'm saying? But don't tell nobody else. But yeah, a lot of people didn't count. So a lot of people could relate to that. I said a lot of relatable things there, and then the owner was like, "Yo, you're funny. Like, we never had a female comic." I'm like, "I'm not a comedian." Like, my friends kind of forced me on this. He's like, "No, but you're funny. Like, the crowd loved you." And they're like, "Y'all want to see more of her?" And everybody like, "Yeah." I'm like, Jesus. What? Nobody's listening to me here. Hello. So anyway, he was like, "Shan, just come back, like do another set, whatever, whatever. Like, I promise you, like, this is your calling. Like, you're really good at this." I'm like, "Whatever." So I go home and I actually write. I come back the following week. I perform again and again and again and again to where the point I had built up a lot of fan base. Just so happened that I'm not gonna say any names or whatever, but somebody that pretty much ran the Arlington Improv came in. So
Okay.
how they say, being at the right place, the right time. He saw me. He was like, "You ever did comedy, like, traveling like outside of Shreveport?" And I'm like, "No, I don't do comedy." Like, he was like, "But you're funny. Like, you should come. Like, I'll pay for your trip." Da da da. And I'm like, "Okay, hold on. We talking about money? Didn't know how much money I can make in this game, but you can make some money in this game." So I'm like,
Ah,
"Okay, yeah."
definitely.
yeah, so I was like, let's do it. So I basically got his information, and went to Arlington Improv, and literally it was another celebrity that was there that saw me, and it just went crazy for me. Like, I mean, all the way down. Like, I started making lists of people like in the comedy game that I wanted to work with, praying over it, put it in my Bible, and it's all come to pass. I can really say these people, my friends, from Marlon Wayans, Bill Bellamy, B. Simone, Daisy Banks, DC Young Fly. I mean, Michael Blackson, Nick Cannon. The list goes on. Like, and like they say, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. That's a true statement. True
Uh,
statement.
I got you. I got you. I see you working and everything. And I was gonna ask you who you wanted to work with, but you just named a bunch of names, so I don't even need to ask you that no more.
Yeah. So I'm on like on my second list right now, and actually, so at the top of my list it was Ice Cube, Martin Lawrence, which I already met Martin, so I've scratched him off the list. I met Martin, and he's super cool and down to earth. Congrats to him getting his Hollywood star recently or whatever. But yeah, I'm trying to meet Ice Cube at this point. Like, that's my number one. On my first list, it was Marlon Wayans, and I've done 6 shows with Marlon at this point. He's actually a mentor of mine. He calls me once a month. He doesn't even say hello. He just says progress. And I'll be like, I'm working on da 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 da. And he like, why are you not in these movies? So Marlon is trying to get me to more in acting and get me more into movies, which, that's his first calling himself. But shit, every time he give me anybody information out here that would do the classes and stuff that I need to get done, they like $800 to $1,000 a class. I'm like, you finna fund this? Because if you ain't funding this, we gotta wait till my next income tax. Like, what we doing?
Yeah, hey, that stuff costs money. I know that for a fact because do a little bit of acting, but not a lot. So that stuff costs money when you got to get classes and stuff. You brought up Marlon Wayans, and that's one of my favorite dudes in the game since from way back. You know what I'm saying? That's because I just, growing up being the skinny dude, he was skinny and he was
Right.
getting checks. So I was always looking, you know what I'm saying? So, but it's one of my favorite dudes in the game. And just watching his latest comedy special, man, I was like, this dude's stupid, for real, for real,
Yeah.
for real. So, like, yeah, had me going back to watch. I'm gonna get you, sucker, just to see a minute. So,
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
So with that, you brought up, that old modeling stuff, which you shouldn't have brought up because most people don't even know about that. I don't even talk about it no more.
You should talk
So how
about
do
it.
you come up with your material? Is it from personal experience, or you just Because I've seen some of your reels. You done went viral, and I was like, that's
Yeah,
Shannon.
I got one
So
reel right now. It's at 4 million views right now. I got another one at 1.6 million. So yeah, and it's crazy because I realized that the stuff that I actually put thought into in long term, like, oh, I'm gonna act this out, like it be the stuff that I do the most dumbest stuff with to get the most views. I'm like, really? Like, I worked hard on this, and this one I just was like, whatever, I'm just gonna do this skit for the day, and it go viral. I'm like, really? Yeah, so people like the most craziest, simplest stuff, I realize. It's crazy.
like
But
like
yeah, to answer
like the
your
one,
hmm,
like I said, they like the one with you in the sink because I surely
right.
got that
That's
sent
the one
to
that
me
has
by
4 million
somebody.
views right now.
Yeah, I got that sent to me by somebody I know that didn't know I know you, and I was like, man, that's Shannon, dog. Get off the phone. Don't send me this.
I need you
Like,
to be more excited when you see my stuff,
well,
not man.
because
It's
it's
just like,
like I
what's
know you, and like that's the type of stuff you do. So I've seen the reels, and I had already seen it anyway. So when he sent it to me, I'm like, man, that's Shannon. I know her, man. Chill out.
Mhm. Yeah, but yeah, no, to answer your question, my comedy literally comes from my life or anything that I've experienced or people that I encountered what they experienced. Like, it could be a conversation me and you having, and if we say something that I feel is funny or I can use as a punchline, that's considered a topic for me. So either I'll speak it into my phone or go home and write it down, or I'll like write it in my notes in my phone if I don't have my laptop or not at home to get to my notebook. And when I get in comedy mode, if I have 3 topics, I can come up with a 15-minute set like that. You just build a story. That's it.
Okay. You said that. I was gonna ask you how you build a storyline for your sets because I know people when they set it up, they usually describe experiences. How do you even set up the monologue for that? Because I don't know nothing about comedy. I'm gonna be honest, except I want to laugh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I have my topic. So like I said, if me and you say something I feel like is extremely funny, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna write that out. And then once I get into comedy mode, the way my brain is set up, because this is how God made me, I can write a story to that. Like, I can use that. Like, for example, with Kevin Hart, he said, all right, all right, all right. If you notice, he said that 32 times in his
I
set.
think it was 32, but yeah. Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
32 times. But how he filtered it, he would say something else and then he would come back to it. Those are punchlines, like da 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 punchline, da 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 punchline, like hitting them. So I learned that in the game. Of course, being mentored by a lot of people that's already been in the game and successful at it. And yeah, I mean, it just kind of comes natural for me. I can't lie, it really does. Like it does.
Oh, that's definitely dope. Coming natural, since you did put God in there, made it so. I also know you are an extremely godly person from your stuff.
Yes,
You being
I
the
am.
wit, talking talking about God and things of that nature. And since everybody knows I used to do the Christian hip hop thing as far as the show, I always get on that. So how has your faith helped you in the comic world and in your life? Because I know there's gonna be some failures in there. So how do you deal with that? And I know you
Yeah.
probably turn to the Bible.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, life is life. I mean, my thing is you can't be a living testimony without a story. So there's things you're gonna go through. I met people in the industry that are major celebrities and people look up to, and they've been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, dang, I didn't even know you've been through that. But as far as me go, like I just feel like, demons don't sleep. So when I wake up in the morning, I start my every morning off with gospel music, and I do my morning praise, and within me playing that music from the time I wake up getting dressed to the time I pull up at work, I mean, I'm going to praise God. I'm going to say amen. I'm going to say thank you, Jesus. I'm going to send prayers up and praises up so my blessings come down. So being that I do that every single day in my faith and how I believe in God and how I know he works because I'm a living testimony. When I do pray for things in detail, sometimes it kind of scares me because he give it to me right away. He be like, here you go. Here you go. I'd be like, dang, like, even with the people I've worked with, I'm like, okay, God, I want to open for this person or whatever. And literally not even 2 weeks to a month, I'm opening for this person. Like I just be in the right place, the right time, or my name rings out to somebody and they like, hey, I know such and such, like Shannon Cool, like put her on, and then when I get the mic, I'm going crazy. I'm going dumb. So you definitely finna see my talent instantly, So it just, I don't know, it's crazy. Like how I was on tour with B Simone, we did the You're My Boyfriend tour, and we were leaving Dallas, we flew to Atlanta, and we had 2 shows in Atlanta. I never forget. And so we killed both the shows. So come to find out, they came to us and was like, hey, we still got people outside that was trying to get into the second show, but we were sold out. Do y'all mind doing a third show? We like, if we getting paid, run it. What you mean? Like, this is the third time doing it. I'm super at ease at this point. Let's do it. So they open up the doors for a third show or whatever. Man, I look out in the crowd. It's DC Young Fly, Country Wayne, T.I. I'm like, butterflies. Nobody saw me. I was performing in front of them. What are they doing here? Like, oh my God. Like me and B Simone both freaking out. She was like, oh my God, I got to shit right now. I need to go shit. Like her stomach dropped, right? So I was like, you nasty. But like we was like freaking out because we was like, oh my God. And we didn't know they were gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, oh God. So now it's like the pressure's on. It's like, all right, I gotta do good. I gotta make them laugh, So that was my objective. Man, I got out there and killed it. I looked, man, T.I. was like, he had put his hoodie on and was like leaning down, laughing, like cracking up like hard. And I'm like, yes, they think I'm funny. So after the show, T.I. came up to me and he was like, you are funny, And so of course we networked or whatever, DC Young Fly was like, you did your motherfucking thing, dog. Country Wayne was looking at me with them beautiful eyes. Anyway, he was just like, yo, you did your thing. And I was like, Wayne, step back. You smell good, but thank you. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, brother. So yeah. And it just went from there. It's crazy, like how life works. It's crazy. But yeah.
That's definitely dope. You know what I'm saying? I've never experienced anything like that. I wanted to bring up, you did something for Wild 'N Out. So you want to tell the people about that and that experience?
That's crazy. So again, it ain't what you know, is who you know. So I actually knew Nick Cannon's DJ, right? And I've been knowing him for years. So, I'm solid. You know me, and I don't change. It is what it is with me. Hey, you either gonna like me, you gonna love me, or you ain't. Either way, I really don't care, but I'm gonna be me. So anyway, when I started like actually blowing up and opening for big acts, he was like, Shannon, I DJ for Nick Cannon and Carl Thomas. And I was like, oh, this was up. And he was like, well, I'm gonna keep you posted the next time I'm like next to him, but I've already put a bug in his ear and told him about you, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So then he calls me like a month or so later and he's like, hey, you need to be in Vegas on this date. Like I'm DJing for Nick, so I know for sure I can let y'all meet face to face. And I'm like, okay, cool. So boom, I had some money. I'm like, I can get the flight. He was like, cool. If you get your flight, I got your room. Everything else is on us. You good. I'm like, all right, cool. So scared money don't make money. I could tell y'all that too. So you do have to put money up. You know what I'm saying? You can't be scared like, oh, what if, man? Hey, man, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Pray about it and go for it. If God give you that good feeling, go with it. So I booked my flight, flew out there to Vegas, and literally had a whole sit down with Nick Cannon. He was like, "Man, you cool, you funny." You know, I was just being myself. And he was like, "I already seen some of your work or whatever." And he was like, "A lot of people vouch for you already." He was like, "You don't have a lot of followers," because at the time I didn't. He was like, "But the people that are following you are major people." You know what I mean? So that actually means more than having 100K followers. You have big name people that follow you, like that actually looks at your stuff and like it. So I'm like, yeah, I do. So we ended up he ended up on a plane in Hollywood. It was hot as hell in Vegas. Like I just wanted to be naked. So we went out there and we hung out. So we got to network and just, you know, for him to see me outside of just comedy, he seen me on a, you know, a platform of just chilling, you know, just hanging out, like how I am as a person, period. And that just worked out even more because Genuine is my brother, not by blood, but he's my brother. I've been knowing Genuine since I was 17 years old. So Genuine FaceTime me just out the blue, random. Just I'll tell you how shit be happening. And I'm talking to G, he's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing. I'm in Vegas with Nick Cannon, blah, blah, blah." So when I said Nick Cannon's name, he looked over at my phone, and he was, the way he was standing at an angle, he could see who I was on the phone with. He was like, "Shanny, you know Genuine?" I was like, "Yeah, that's my brother." And he like snatches my phone out. He like, "What up, King?" Blah, blah, blah. So Genuine like, "Yo, that's my little sister. Put her on. I swear to God, you ain't gonna be disappointed. Like, that's on me. Put her on my name. Put her on." So Nick was like, "She already was on, but shit, I ain't know she fuck with you like that. So fucking right. Yeah, we good. We locked in. Easy. Plug me in."
I'm laughing at the Genuine thing because he used to live around the corner from my grandmother growing up in DC, so in District Heights. So I got plenty of stories. Like my uncle used to beat him up. So like that.
Oh man.
That's what I'm saying. My uncle used to beat him up, and I remember that when I was growing, because he was
Dang.
the dude with the S curl.
Dang. See, that's my brother because we got matching sideburns, but you know. Yeah.
Yeah. I passed the sideburns. I got you. I want to say you're nominated for what, a Houston Broadcast Award for Comedian of the Year. You know, how does it feel to be nominated for something like that? I really had to look that up because I saw it. I'm like, what the heck is BH100? I don't have no idea. So you know, I don't live in Houston, so
it's major out here. It's very major.
Okay.
So for me to be in the top finalists, that was crazy, man. Like I actually missed the actual awards because I had a show already that day, but I had to get to the money, and I'm like, hey, you know, so I just sent my rep in place for me or whatever. But yeah, that feels really good just to see your name with the top tiers. Like it's like yeah, it's just a dream and a blessing come true. Like, you know, it feels good. It just makes me be like, oh, I want to be naked and free. I don't know, I always want to be naked, but yeah.
I got you. I got you.
I mean, you can't celebrate right unless you're naked. I'm just saying. That's just me.
I'm not getting involved in that.
Fair.
You know, my wife gonna listen to this, so you know,
right.
I get involved in none of this.
But I'm sure she like being naked too. So I mean, I don't know. I wish I was born in biblical days. Like I really don't like clothes. But yeah.
Okay, you just need to go hang out at a Renaissance fair one time then. I'm dead serious. I just found out about It's Wild Out There.
Yeah, no comments. But yeah.
I got you. So in your comedy experience, have you ever experienced a heckler, and how would you, well, I pretty much know how you would handle it, but tell the people how you would handle it.
What you mean, like how I handle? Like I really,
I can see you going after heckler, but also depending on who it was, you probably tell them you can't whoop me. So what's the difference? You know, so
you know me, right? You know me though. I really can't say that I had issues like that. Like, you know, knock on wood, I've never bummed. When I'm on, like I said, I speak relatable things. So when I'm on stage, everybody can relate. I pinpoint, you know, from male, female to age frames, whatever. Like I peep my crowd before I even go out there to know, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna say that. So only time I've ever had somebody to just be like out of line, you know, somebody was drunk and was trying to holler, like, man, you fine as hell. Like, you know, like, stop saying that. Like, bro, we get it. Like, I'm like, this nigga came in with his own six pack. Like, look at you, sir. You need to lose weight. Like, you know, and I'll just start ranking on whoever it is. But it won't be, I'm not the type of comedian, like, you can come to my shows and it's safe. I'm not going to talk about you. Like, I actually get on stage and talk about myself. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep trying to be the center of attention, I'm finna break you down. I'm finna roast you. Like, you know, where we from, we roast, you know, we sit around, we crack jokes, we talk about each other all day, every day. It's never a adult moment. So it comes so naturally and easy for me. Like, you don't want to get in a roasting competition with me, because boy, I'm gonna point out some stuff your mama ain't even know what's wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I got you. I got you. But you already we talked about all the comedy stuff. Let's talk about the music side here, because I know you got your own little anthem out there called Shenanigans.
Yep.
And you got a little buzz on the music side too. So let the people know about that.
So let me tell you how I even got into creating and making Shenanigans. So being a comedian, you know, the DJ always asks you what song you want to come out to, right?
Right.
Always. So I start to think, I'm like, dang, I'm always kind of baffled. Like, what do I want to come out to? You know, do I want to come out to gospel music? Do I want to come out to booty, you know, twerking? What do I want to do? Like, you know, so I'm always kind of baffled, like, what song? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own song. That way I can get paid double, because then I can promote my song. You can download that, and you're in my comedy show. You already paid for that. So why not put more money in my pocket? Why not make my own song? Which actually worked for me. I just did a comedy special with this TV show called The Comedy Come Up. And they gave us a list of songs that we can use, because that was the only thing that, you know, I guess was copyrighted by them, or, you know, they had legal rights to do it. I'm like, well, hey, I got my own song. They was like, oh, if you got your own song, bet. So now my song is finna be aired on TV. Like, once they get everything done, because they're doing different episodes in different cities and states. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. So, and Corey Bell actually hosted. But it was produced by Jasmine Lewis. So Jasmine's big off the Player Club. A lot of major movies she's done. She's an amazing person. So I greatly appreciate them. But anyway, so Shenanigans, of course, is not spelled like how it's spelled correctly, Shenanigans. It's Shenanigans, because it's my name. Yeah. So I went and LLC'd it. Can't steal it. It's mine. I got all my copyrights, everything on it. But again, scared money don't make money. You got to put your money out there behind yourself to promote yourself. So yeah, I literally wrote Shenanigans. I went into the studio and I was like, hey, I got a song I want to drop. And they're like, man, stop playing, bro. You funny. Nah, I'm not being funny. I'm serious. So I was like, bro, give me a beat and watch what I can do. So they gave me a beat. I freestyled a little bit. They was like, man, get in the booth. Let me see what you got. I get in the booth. I go crazy. First of all, they had the LED lights. As you see, I love LED lights. So they had that in the booth already. I'm like, turn it on red. That's my favorite color. Put the headphones on. I heard the beat. Went crazy. My very first take and very first time ever being in the studio, they was like, yo, that's a hit, bro. Like, you good. I was like, no, let me run it one more time. They was like, no, that's good. Like, you're lying to me like you've been in the studio before. Like, they didn't believe me. And I'm like, I have no reason to lie, bro. I don't get an extra W-2 for lying, my nigga. Like, I've never been in the studio. I've never recorded before. I love music. I've always loved music because we never had cable growing up. You know what I'm saying? So that was my only option. But I see how you look at it.
It's like the cable thing. I was like, I don't know. I had cable, so I don't know.
Yeah, so we didn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm from a trailer park, lot 70. Like, my childhood was really rough. You know, people look at my success and where I am today, but my childhood was horrible, okay? Like, very, very bad. You know, I hate to say it, but my mom, you know, was an alcoholic, still is. My dad drove trucks. He was only home 36 days out of the year. You know, it was bad, you know what I'm saying? And like, even with my grandparents, like, couldn't be around them. My grandpa was beating on my granny. It just was bad. And just for a young girl, like, for nobody to even teach you how to put a pad on, it's devastating. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I pretty much taught myself a lot of things. And I got a baby sister that's 5 years younger than me. So it's like, I'm teaching myself and her. And I just feel like, you know, yeah, she was there to talk to, but her being 5 years younger, she don't know what the hell I'm talking about and what I'm going through. She ain't even experienced that part of life yet. So it was just hard for me. You know, it's really hard. It was very hard. But that gave me motivation to say, okay, I don't want to live like this. Like, once I'm able to work, I'm going hard. You know what I'm saying? I got dreams. I got goals. I've always wanted to be an actress. You know, I've done The Great Debaters with Denzel Washington as a stand-in. Yeah, I remember. Yep. So I was a stand-in for Gina Rivera. So, and then, you know, I did Major Movie Star with Britney Spears, like a lot of different stuff. So, like, I mean, doors just was opening for me at the time. My kids was younger. They're older now. So now I can really go like full-fledged, you know. But yeah, it's all worth it. All I tell people is, like, if you got dreams and goals, like, go for it. Don't stop. Because you never know when it's your time. You know, you never know. You could be at the right place, right time. Like I was. I was just out hanging out, and people like, oh wait, that's comedian Shannon, she do comedy, and then boom, now the networking introduced to this person, that person, this person know that person. So
I got you. And before I let you go, I just wanted to ask you any advice for for someone that wants to get in the comedy game. Any advice for them?
So I'm not gonna lie, comedy is not easy. Like, a lot of people look at it like, oh, I'm funny, and it's not the same. Just because you can be edited on social media, like I really think that social media comics and stand-up comedies are two different type of people. I know a lot of people that are super funny on social media and they get on stage and bomb. You like, but you was funny on social media. It's not the same when you got that microphone. You got to keep the crowd laughing for 30 minutes or more. Like you gotta be serious about what you do. I definitely say write. I do write a lot. I write a lot. Like if I wake up in my dream and I'm thinking about something, I'm writing it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely say write so you can always go back and reference to things. I would say, go to different comedy spots and like learn, and like you gotta learn the stage. You can't just be one of them comics just stand there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta use your sources and whatever. You gotta learn how to peep out the audience, to know, like, okay, if I say something about white people and there's only white people in here, that's not going to be a good joke. Like, you might want to filter out or whatever. Just learn your crowd, learn your craft that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't say give up. I've never said anything was hard or challenging for me. Anybody can be like, oh man, you can't do that. They just give me motivation to do it. So I say, go for it. Do what you want to do. Set your goals. Pray. Keep God first. You know what I'm saying? Be humble. And then you're gonna see the blessings. Like, I don't know. I just put God before everything. So definitely do that. But go for it.
I got you. And you brought it up. I meant to ask and I didn't. The difference between the social media comics and the stand-up comics.
Yeah, it's
But
a
I was
major
like,
difference.
I know it's different. It is a major difference. So, in your eyes, what's the major difference? I know getting the mic in front of you, it becomes different, but because I see some people and they be like, oh, they hilarious, and I'm looking at them going, bro, this dude ain't funny at all. So,
Exactly. I
yeah.
run across a lot of that. I know I have a lot of, comedy coworkers as such. And I ask now before I accept the show, who's on the lineup? And I ask these for a reason, because the worst thing as a stand-up comic is coming behind somebody that's like, sorry, like there's just bomb. Like, cause then now you gotta re-win the crowd all over and like get their attention because they didn't got in their phones. They're like, man, this person whack, blah, blah, blah. Or if you have those comedy shows where, oh, my cousin just started DJing last week and he can rap, so we got this rapper on the show. That's not a comedy show. I do not. I'm sorry. Don't even call me and offer me no show like that. I will decline it every time. I don't do shows where they bring in all the local rappers and everybody singing and doing no. Just give me a regular DJ and we're gonna do this comedy. You know what I'm saying? But it's a difference because a lot of people be on, like I said, on social media, they think, oh, I can do it because I'm funny on social media. No, you are edited on social media. Like, can you really go on your live and keep people laughing? So it's like a challenge, because I am a stand-up comic, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like social media kind of took away from us a lot because people can get on there and act like and think that they're funny and they not. Like, it's not the same. Like, you really got to have that talent, you know what I'm saying? And be able to get on stage and keep people laughing and not just, oh, ha, 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 next joke. I'm talking about crying, cracking your side. Women coming up to me, I had to take a BC powder, girl. You had me dying. And I'm like, well, I'm a nurse too. So let me know if you need appointments. You know what I'm saying? So,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's just a major difference. People don't understand it.
Man, I see you working your craft. And so, before we get out of here, let the people know how to get in contact you, where you going to be next. I know you got a show coming up.
Yeah, actually, April 29th, what is that, Saturday? I'm opening up for Brandon T. Jackson. I don't know if y'all know him, but he's a major actor off of The Lottery when he was like, I'm broke.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm opening up for him. I got 3 shows this weekend with him. Here in Houston. Also, May 11th at the Corner. That's in Humble, Texas. It's also like the outskirts of Houston. So it's gonna be me, Jay Ken, Rambo Too Funny, and my cousin Lady Rico. She's also from Shreveport too. But what else I got after that? Man, I got a lot of stuff coming up too, because we got to do a redo of the other show at the Comedy Lounge. But anyway, y'all definitely can follow me. I do post all my shows and upcoming things that I want everybody to attend to. It's at Comedian Shannon. That's one word on all social media. That's even my email. If you want to email me, it's at comedianshannon@gmail.com. I kept it all simple and easy to get to me. I'm easy to be found. So if they want some good laughs, come out and have some fun, bring y'all BC powders. I'm there. So I do post it. Just follow me. You won't be disappointed. I don't post nothing but, laughter and just great things about life and positive things. I don't post anything negative. So if you want to have a good laugh, just click on my page. I'm there for you.
I got you. And definitely we appreciate you coming through, Shannon, letting us laugh with you and get to know you. Shout out to my boy D Willis. Y'all don't ever get to see him again. Always social ghost, man. He be looking out for me.
Yeah,
Next
I
week,
ain't even seen D Willis, so I don't even know what his hairline looked like either. But go ahead.
his hairline always been straight. That's his problem. He just shave it off. He always had a good hairline. He got that. That's true. There, he got the good hairline. But I'll see y'all again on Wednesday. I got Houston rapper Mikey ISO coming through.
Okay.
He from A Leaf. We talk because he sound like Wale, but you out here in A Leaf, so. But got him coming through, so y'all be ready for next Wednesday, man. I'll let y'all. Thank y'all for coming in and tuning into the juice.
Bye.